When Vibe 105 reps, the whole city takes notice. We Reppin' is a northern salute to the top talents coming out the city and across Canada. If you're reppin', we're reppin'.
Toronto's diverse music mix, Vibe 105. What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, NoBetterNina. And joining me today, I have an artist from the city who's had some setbacks, but has made quite the name for himself despite having those setbacks. He's also been posted across various blogs like Sixbuzz and just dropped his EP, Forever Alone. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Roadrunner.
Yo, it's your boy, Runner. You're watching me on 105.5 right now.
We love to see it. Now, before we get into that brand new EP of yours, Forever Alone, I want to talk about something you posted on your Instagram story not too long ago. You said a lot of people wonder why no one tunes in even though they put out good music. It's because it's deeper than music. You have to sell an image, and that's just how it goes. You can be the hardest rapper, but if you don't have a story to tell, no one will really take you in like that. So, Roadrunner, tell us, what is your story?
Honestly, that story in like general, I just wanted to because a lot of people out there, I see a lot of people, they have the greatest music. I literally listen to some of these people's music on like YouTube, and I'll take it in and it's the greatest music, and then boom, I just see the views are just not they're not adding up, so I just feel like you need something with the music to sell to the public, you know what I mean? So me, for instance, I come from an area where everybody knew me before I started rapping. So I was around the community, everybody knew me, growing up, all the uncles, all the aunties, they all know me. So when I drop my music, it's they're like, oh, that's that kid from the hood that's dropping music now. So it's people start tuning in, as to someone who hasn't really been out there like that, who's been quiet, and then they just start making music. It's people will be like, yo, who's this guy? We don't know this guy, So I just feel you need to be especially in Toronto, if you're not from a hood or area where you're affiliated with a certain type of people, it's hard to sell your music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Yeah, for sure. And even speaking to that story of yours, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you came here from Pakistan when you were younger, right?
Yeah. I came here when I was in grade 4 or 5,
Okay.
So for most of my life, not most of my life, but I remember a lot of things from back home, and yeah, I came here and then I settled in, and I came to Thorncliffe Park. So if you know Thorncliffe, it's a very close community. It's I never grew up around I only grew up around brown people, So
Mm-hmm.
I grew up around Indians, Pakistanis, Afghans, Sudanese people, So my hood literally, we don't have white people, you know what I mean? It's just literally immigrants and refugees, and that's just the way I grew up,
Mm-hmm. So in speaking to that experience of coming to Thorncliffe Park from Pakistan at such a young age, what was that like for you, adjusting to kind of a different experience in a sense? I know, you mentioned that there was still a large population of Pakistanis and Indians and whatnot, but how was that like for you?
To be honest, it was actually pretty good, because I got to know a lot of people I'm still friends with to this day. I got to know them, and we all went to when I first moved here, I was still speaking in my language to my friends and stuff, because they're all Pakistanis and they're all Indians, and we're just, even in class, we're speaking back and forth in Urdu and Indian, to a point where the teachers are like, yo, you guys gotta speak in English, you guys are in Canada now, so it was pretty nice, growing up, I had a good time.
Mm-hmm. It was, yeah, it's comforting to kind of have that familiarity with you. Was music something you knew you wanted to do while you were in Pakistan, or was that something that you kind of discovered a passion for here in Canada?
No, I actually, my first time dropping music, I was 17, 18, I was fresh out of high school, and my friend used to rap, and I was on house arrest. So I turned 18 and I got into a little trouble. So as soon as I got into the trouble, boom, I get bailed out. I'm on house arrest now, So I'm 18, I'm at home and I'm up every night. I'm just up, So one day I'm just like, yo, like, let me just try this, you know, like, and I was listening to a lot of music back then, you know, like I'm on house arrest, so I'm listening to like them times is like Toronto's just starting to like buzz, you know, like all these artists are coming out and like Drake's co-signing them and stuff like that. Like the scene's getting there, you know. So like I'm like, yo, let me just try a little thing, you know. I recorded it, and like the next day I actually ended up breaching my conditions to go out to record the song, and it was good, you know. And then from there I stopped rapping for a little bit for like 3-4 years because like I just wasn't getting the traction and like personal stuff. So I left it alone for 3 years and then I picked it up again, you know?
And you briefly touched on some of the setbacks that you had there. So without getting into too many specifics of the details of these setbacks, could you tell us how you continued to stay motivated to continue to pursue a music career after overcoming these setbacks?
Honestly, to be honest, it's just like, it's like everybody, I feel like everybody has problems and everybody has their own problems, you know, like my problems are not, there's always somebody out there that has bigger problems than me. You get what I'm trying to say? So, I'm not just gonna sit here and be like, oh, like my life messed up, my life's ruined because I'm on house arrest, you know, like you gotta continue, because these are the type of things that make you or break you, right? So like you gotta continue to like evolve and push and push and push, and then one day you can look back and be like, yo, like I was really going through it, but I still pushed through, you know?
And so let's get into that EP of yours, Forever Alone, that just dropped. Take us through the overall inspo behind this project and what kind of story you were aiming to tell with it.
Honestly, the EP, it just talks about everything I've been going through. Cause like, I literally just came home. Like I was in jail. I just came home. I'm on house arrest right now, actually, you know? So the EP, when I came home, it was all these feelings that like I'm feeling, and like I just started recording, and like literally the whole EP is about what I've been going through for the past year. You get what I'm trying to say? So like it's just, you gotta listen to it to like really take it in, you know?
And you mentioned everything you've been going through over the past year. And over the past year, we've also been in the middle of a pandemic, but you've still managed to release new music and new music videos. So talk to me about some of your experiences and how the pandemic affected your creative abilities when it came to creating new music and music videos. Was it harder, easier? How was that?
Music is a type of thing where like you need for me to make good music, I need to be out there and like feeling something, you know, like say like me, I'm the type of guy like I'll feel something, like I'll be out somewhere and then that's gonna inspire me to make something new. You get what I'm trying to say? Because music is art, you know, like that's the whole point to like, that's what I'm talking about like your story when you're making music. Because if you don't have a story, you could literally be a kid who gets good grades, but if you're talking about getting good grades and everybody knows you for getting good grades, you're gonna sell that music to the people that know that you get what I'm trying to say?
It's authentically relatable. It's real.
Exactly. Like that's exactly what I'm trying to say, you know? So it's like, yeah, as long as you be yourself and stuff like that, you know, that's what matters. And like the pandemic thing, it's harder, right? Because like you're not experiencing real life. You don't know. Like I don't get to go out there and experience real stuff every day for me to be like coming up with new ideas. So it's like I have to really sit down and think, you know?
And speaking of stories and storytelling, not too long ago, you dropped the video for your song Deep Scars off of your EP Forever Alone. And it actually focused in on the protests happening right here in Toronto for the farmers' protests happening in India. For our listeners who don't know or aren't necessarily aware, can you explain what's going on in India with the farmers and why this was something you chose to incorporate in your video?
Honestly, like what's going on in India is basically the farmers are protesting because like these private, I don't know too much, but I know these private corporations are coming in and trying to take like trying to say you have to go through us to sell your product or something like that, you know? And like honestly, I come from a village. So I come from where I come from, like I come from a village, so it's like all farm, and like my uncles are farmers. So it's like it just made sense to me to get it out there however I can, you know, like what I can do on my end to like get my message out there, because not a lot of people were talking about it. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's one of the biggest protests in the world. You know what I'm trying to say? You get me? Like after, I don't know if it's bigger than BLM, but it's one of the biggest protests in the world. But like a lot of people weren't talking about it. You get what I'm trying to say? Like it's
Yeah.
like the media's not talking. I don't get to see it on CP24. I don't get to see it on CTV. I don't get to see it on whatever it is. You know, I don't get to see it. So it's like, why is it not on there? Why are people not talking about it? Like, what's going on? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and I definitely, as someone who is Indian and whose family also comes from a village full of farmers as well, I definitely appreciate that as an artist, you were able to bring that awareness to your fan base as well. So that's a like really, really
Yeah, a
grateful
lot of
for
people
doing
say,
that.
"Oh, this guy used the protest as a means to get clout." But I'm like, bro, I'm trying to how does it benefit me? You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah,
how
exactly.
does it benefit me? Like, this is what I'm trying to do for the people. Like, this is me trying to raise. But people are not happy with anything I do. Right? I could do
Mhm.
something. It's not. Someone's gonna find something in
Something
it.
bad to say. Yeah, exactly.
You know? So
Yeah. I definitely see it as a positive, you using your platform. So props to you for that. And it's a pretty serious issue that's been going on for a while. Just off the top, and if you can't think of any, I do have some here with me, but are there any resources that you would recommend for those looking for more information on the protests or ways that they can help the farmers in India?
honestly, I don't know much, but I feel like if you do your research on the internet, I'm pretty sure like there's petitions and stuff out there that you could sign, and like
Hmm.
things GoFundMe's that are set up for these farmers that are affected by whatever is going on out there. So like if people really want to help, people should get involved, share this stuff, get it out there. You get what I'm trying to say? Tell your peers about it. You know, like that's not something that should be. This has happened before. I forget which year, but like 19 something. Like I think it's like 48 or 50. I don't know. I forget exactly which year, but this has happened to farmers before,
Hmm.
and I feel like it always goes under the rug. They're trying to like just throw it under the rug. Like, you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
need to speak about this. This needs to be on CP24 every day. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah, 1,000%. And just for any resources as well. So on Instagram, there's an account called Seek Expo. So SIKHEXPO. They keep people updated constantly with updates on the protests, and they do a good breakdown of why it's happening and what it's about. And then to donate to supporting farmer projects, khalsaaid.org. So KHALSA aid.org is another website you guys can check out. Now, back into the music, we've already got a video for two of the songs off of your EP, and you recently teased another for Nightmares. Share with me why visuals are something that you continue to push. Why are they important to you?
Honestly, I've never really done music without visuals, because like visuals is better marketing to me. You know, like it's like people don't really want to people don't want to just watch. Just people don't just want to listen to an audio. You get what I'm trying to say? Like you gotta
Mhm.
have a vision to what you're putting out there. And like me, I'm still like I'm not I'm not at a point in my career where like I could sit back and just be like, oh, I'm just gonna drop audios all day. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I'm still growing, so like I feel like I need to put visuals for everything that I do. If not the best songs off my EPs or my projects, at least. You get what I'm trying to say? So like
Mhm.
for my EP, I picked out which songs I like the most and which songs like I've sent it to a couple people before I dropped it. So like I always get their opinions. You know, like I say, yo, like how does it sound? Like, and most people, whatever song they'll say, oh, like this is hard. Like I'll make sure to try doing a video for it. You know.
Hmm. Now, looking at the track list for Forever Alone, I see that aside from producers, you went solo. There's no features. Tell us why you did that.
Yeah. To be honest, it's because I literally like honestly I went to jail, right? And like when I went to jail, my Instagram account got deleted, so my platform was gone. You know, and like a lot of things happened where like I was in jail and I was thinking like, yo, like nobody's reached out to me, like nobody cares. Like you get what I'm trying to say? Like nobody
Hmm.
gives a shit about me. Like it's only like my mother I'm talking to, or like people that show me love. You get what I'm trying to say? But like none of these artists are like, I can't like they're not like when I'm out here and when I'm doing my thing, like people are like, oh, like what's going on? And like people want to be involved. But as soon as I go to jail, boom, everybody gives up, right? So like
Hmm.
when I came home, I was like, yo, like I rather just like I came home with a different attitude. I was like, yo, like I just want to do this myself. Like I don't want to like do too many features, or like I have a next tape, a next project. I won't talk about too much, but it's gonna drop around like mid-April. You get what I'm trying to say? And there's a couple big features on it, you know. And
Oh.
but for this one, I just I wanted to keep it a little solo, you know.
So we got that exclusive here on Vibe 105. You guys can expect another tape in April.
Another project dropping in like mid-April or something like that, you know.
Yeah, that's exciting. Definitely looking forward to that. And speaking of features, you and Mississauga-based rapper AR Paisley go back and forth quite a bit on Instagram about who's the better brown boy when it comes to music. Would you ever do a collab with him, or is that something that's possibly already in the works?
We actually have a song. We have some. I've sent him something, you know, but we're just trying to come up with the right song. So like, see, music is kind of weird, right? Because like, you gotta send a couple verses back and forth before you come up with that song, you know. Like I like giving people the best work I can give them, you know. Like if I think my song's 70%, I won't drop it. Yeah, like I want to make sure it's 100%. So like I've sent him something, you know, he sent me something, and is definitely in the works, and it's definitely gonna happen, you know.
That's exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
For sure.
Yeah, and as I was scrolling through your Instagram comments, you also briefly mentioned off the top, I noticed you get a lot of hate, but it's your responses that really crack me up. So, for example, I saw someone comment under one of your posts making fun of you for running out of breath, and your response was, "It's because I'm fat." So, see,
honestly, someone's like, "Oh, why are you nervous?" But I wasn't nervous. You know what it is? Like, I'm just going and going and going, and it's like, God, I need to catch a breath right now, you know?
Yeah.
And I was being serious. Like, it's just people ask me these dumb things, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'm not nervous. I'm just kind of big right now. So just like, you know, like, leave me alone, you know?
Yeah. But seeing as you deal with the hate pretty well, if you could give us some of your own personal advice when it comes to dealing with social media haters, what would that be?
Honestly, man, like, there's guys out there who chase a bag, and then there's guys out there who get on burner accounts and make fake profiles. And like, I would never understand how a grown man, can go to sleep at night knowing that all they do all day is get on their burner account and talk a bag of shit. Like, excuse my language, but
It's okay.
it's like, why are you gonna do this? Like, at least do it from your real account. Like, you have a fake account and you're just hating all day long, you know? So it just doesn't make sense to me sometimes. I'm like, why are these people doing this, you know?
I'm with you on that. I would have more respect if it came from a real account with a real person, but
never been a real person, though. That's the thing. Like, it's never a real person, you know?
Yeah.
Like, never a real person. It's always a fake account. Yeah, I'm trying to say, it's weird, you know? And most of these people are grown men, so it's like, I just don't understand how people could do this, you know?
Now,
especially
correct me.
I don't show hate. Is what it makes me like think like, why are people doing this? Because I don't show hate. Like, I went on Instagram Live talking negative. I try not to do that, you know. I've never called out somebody like in a negative manner. So it's like, I don't know what people want from me, you know. Sometimes it's weird.
It's jealousy most of the time. We can confidently say that. So now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I saw you post something on your IG not too long ago about looking to potentially add someone to your team. So with that, are you currently managing yourself as an artist?
No, I actually have a manager, and he's been my manager for like a year now. I went to jail. He was still there. He's been doing a lot for me, you know, like we do a lot. He's actually my manager and my videographer right now. So
okay.
It's too, like, we're basically a team together. We do everything together. Everything goes through him, you know, like all the features, everything goes through him. And like, I'm very happy with what he's done for me so far, you know.
That's awesome. I just wanted to clarify that in case anyone else came across that story post as well. Now, your EP Forever Alone just dropped. We got a couple music videos and one more on the way. You briefly touched on that EP. What else can we expect from you this year?
I have another project, and I'm just gonna drop a lot of music. You know, I missed out on a full year. On a full year, so it's like I have a lot of catching up to do. You know, a lot of music, a lot of music videos. I was thinking of even writing a book since I'm home. You know, like I wanted to write a little book, like not too big, not so small, you know, like just see how it goes, you know, like make probably like 100 copies, put it on. I have a website going live soon, probably in a couple of days. I have a website going live. I have my merch drop. I wanted to start selling a lot of merch. I wanted to like potentially write a book, you know, biography of Roadrunner or something like that, you know, and like I just want to be involved in all the aspects, you know.
I think that would actually be very interesting to kind of hear your story in terms of being a child who came from Pakistan to Canada and then running into trouble with the law and still pursuing music. You know, that's a good idea. I like that idea.
For sure, yeah. Thinking outside the box, anything to like, you gotta capitalize off the stuff, right? Like I
Yeah.
want to the same ways I want to make music, but like I want to be able to sell my merch and make my bag, you know. I want to be able to sell other things, like I like get it the legal way, you know. You get what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I hear
basically.
you. Yeah, you can either sit around and feel sorry for yourself or make money off of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So, last question, where can listeners check out your music and follow you on social media?
My social media is official Roadrunner one. That's with two N's. It's with two N's. My music's all over YouTube. Just search Roadrunner. It'll come up. My Spotify and Apple is Roadrunner. Just write Roadrunner and any of my music will pop up, you know. And I have my EP is already out, so you guys go check out the EP. 7 songs. Look up for Bestie and Nightmares. And yeah, that's really about it.
And just real quick, why do you want them specifically to look out for those 2 songs? What is it about them?
Those 2 songs, they're just Nightmares is it talks a lot about how I went missing because I literally went MIA. I didn't tell nobody what was going on with me. I just went MIA. My Instagram got deleted, so a lot of my fans were wondering like, yo, what happened to this guy? You know, like where'd this guy go? Like I'm dropping a lot of music and then boom, I just disappear, you know? So like it talks a lot about where I've been, how I came back, things like that. And Bestie is just a very radio friendly tune, which I personally think is my favorite song. I got a little painting for it done, you know, because I like it that much. And yeah, that's really about it, you know.
All right. Roadrunner, thank you so much for joining me. It was a pleasure. Y'all make sure to go and download Roadrunner's brand new EP, Forever Alone, on all streaming platforms. And here he is right now with a track off of that EP. It's Roadrunner with Therapy.
Hey, yo, Sebastian produced this one.